Welcome to Cortex Lab. Welcome to Cortex Lab. Curiosity becomes creation, and impossible ideas become tomorrow.
So take a look around your room right now. I'm willing to bet you've got stuff you just don't use anymore. That old guitar in the corner, an extra chair, a stack of video games collecting dust. What if I told you that all that clutter is actually cash just waiting to be collected? Well, it is. And today we're going to show you exactly how to do it using one of the original OGs of the internet marketplace, Craigslist. All right, here's our game plan. We're starting from square one. What even is Craigslist? Then we'll walk you through getting your account set up. After that, we get to the fun part, the real strategy of how to write an ad that actually gets you buyers. We'll cover how to price your stuff and, just as importantly, how to stay safe. I'll even show you a cool little pro-level trick called the freebie flip. And we'll wrap it all up with a simple checklist so you can get started today. Okay, first things first, let's make sure we're all on the same page. Whether you've used it 100 times or you're hearing about it for the first time, let's break down what we're really talking about here. Honestly, the best way to think about Craigslist is super simple. You know the classified section in the back of an old newspaper? Just imagine that, but put it online, make it free, and focus it entirely on your local town or city. That's it. It's a totally no-frills way to buy and sell pretty much anything you can think of with people who live right around you.
And you know, this site has been a cornerstone in the internet for a long time. It started way back in 1995. By 2009, it was pulling in a wild 20 billion page views every single month. Even today, with all the fancy new apps out there, it's still a massive go-to for local buying and selling, and that's because it's just so simple and direct. So now that we've covered the what and why, let's get you set up to actually sell something. And the best part? Creating an account is super fast and incredibly easy.
It's literally just 5 simple steps. First, you're going to go to the website and pick your city. Then, look for the My Account link up in the top left. Pop in your email address and hit Create Account. Then, just hop over to your inbox. Click the confirmation link they send you, set your password, accept the terms, and that's it. You are officially ready to start selling.
Okay, this is where we get into the most critical part of this entire process. Having an account is one thing, but your advertisement, well, that's the thing that's actually going to make you money.
So before you type a single word, I want you to stop and ask yourself this one question. Put yourself in the buyer's shoes. If you were the one about to spend your hard-earned money, what would you absolutely, positively need to know before you'd even think about sending a message? Getting into that mindset is the secret to writing a killer ad.
You know, the #1 rule here is just be honest. Be crystal clear about what the item is, whether it's new or used. And this is a big one. Be upfront about any flaws. If there's a little scratch or a missing cable, just say so. Trust me, a small flaw won't scare most buyers away, but finding a surprise flaw when they show up definitely will. Honesty just saves everyone a headache. And let's get specific, right? Don't just post, use TV. No. Say, 2020, Samsung 55-inch 4K Smart TV, model Q70T. See the difference? Including the brand, the model, and the age lets a buyer look it up themselves and see what a great deal you're offering. And hey, if you're throwing in the remote and the HDMI cable, be sure to mention that too. And now for what might be the single most important piece of advice I can give you. I'm serious. Your photos are everything. A blurry, dark picture taken in a messy room just screams, "Don't trust me." Take a few extra minutes. Wipe the item down, put it in a spot with good light, and take clear pictures from a few different angles. It shows you care, and it makes people want to buy.
Okay, so you've written the perfect ad, your pictures are looking sharp, and messages are starting to roll in. Now it's time to close the deal, and to do it the right way.
Here's a little insider tip for pricing your stuff. You gotta remember, Craigslist is a place where people love to haggle. It's just part of the culture. So whatever your rock bottom price is, list the item for a little bit more than that. It gives you some wiggle room to negotiate, and it lets the buyer feel like they got a great deal. It's a total win-win.
And now let's talk about safety, because this is non-negotiable. Please, whatever you do, do not invite a stranger from the internet over to your house. And don't go to theirs. It's just not worth the risk. The rule is simple. Always meet in a very public, very busy place. Think about the lobby of a police station, a busy Starbucks, or right in front of a grocery store. Your safety always comes first, period.
All right, so you've made a few sales, you're getting the hang of it, you're feeling ready to level up. Let's talk about a really cool strategy for making money with, and I mean this literally, $0 of your own. It's called the freebie flip. The whole idea is just beautiful in its simplicity. You just browse the free section on Craigslist and look for things with hidden potential. You know, solid wood furniture that just needs a coat of paint, or old electronics someone doesn't want to deal with. Then you do a quick search on a site like eBay to see what that stuff actually sells for. If you see some value, you go pick it up, clean it up, take those awesome photos we talked about, and then relist it for what it's worth. It is pure profit from start to finish.
Whew, okay. We have covered a ton of ground. So to make sure this all sticks and to make it super easy for you to get going, let's boil it all down into one final actionable checklist. This is it. This is all you need to do. First, create your account. Second, find that one thing you're ready to sell. Third, take those great clear photos. Fourth, write that honest, detailed description. Fifth, set a smart price that leaves you room to negotiate. And finally, number 6, arrange to meet in a safe public place. That's the whole formula. You are now officially ready to make your first sale.
So that's how you turn your physical clutter into cold, hard cash. But what if the thing you want to sell isn't a thing at all? What if you want to sell a skill? Well, that brings us to a totally different kind of online marketplace called Fiverr. Now, when I say that name, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most people, it's the number 5. And the idea of making any real money on $5 jobs sounds, well, kind of impossible, right? Today, we are going to completely blow that myth out of the water.
I mean, be honest. If someone told you that you could build a legit, full-time income on a platform that's famous for $5 gigs, you'd probably be a little skeptical, wouldn't you? And you'd be right to be. But what if I told you that that whole $5 idea is completely out of date?
Okay, so let's get into this. To really understand how much money you can make on Fiverr today, we have to go back and figure out where this whole $5 myth even came from.
And honestly, the source of the myth is, well, it's right there in the name. Fiverr literally comes from the slang term for a $5 bill. See, when the platform first launched, its entire unique hook was that every service, or gig, cost just $5. It was revolutionary and the name fit perfectly.
But here's the thing. That was then, and this is now. The platform has completely changed. So let's just toss that myth in the trash and look at the actual numbers, the reality of what's happening on Fiverr today.
Just look at that number for a second. $3,000. Now, this isn't the price of some crazy one-time project. This is what top sellers on the platform are earning every single month. And look, this isn't me just pulling a number out of thin air. The source material is very clear about this. There are tons of sellers hitting this kind of income. And get this, they're doing it by working just a few hours a day. This isn't about grinding 80-hour weeks. It's about working smart.
Okay, so the big question is, how on earth do you get from a $5 gig to a $3,000 a month business? Well, the secret is that successful sellers have moved way, way beyond that basic $5 service.
Just think about the kinds of things people are selling. We're not talking about simple little tasks. We're talking about high-value, professional skills. Graphic designers creating custom cover designs for ebooks, artists designing product packaging, writers creating marketing materials. These are real services that command real professional prices. The $5 gig is just the front door.
All right, so now you can see the potential, right? You can see that real money is absolutely being made here. So let's turn that potential into an actual blueprint that you can follow. The roadmap to success on Fiverr is actually pretty straightforward, but it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It really comes down to 3 things. Number 1, you have to offer something high quality that people actually want and need. Number 2, you can't be everything to everyone. You've got to pick a specific niche and become the absolute go-to expert in that area. And number 3, and this is so important, you have to treat it like a real business, which means investing your time and your hard work to get it going. So, we've busted the myth. We've laid out the blueprint for success. After all of that, there's really only one question left to ask. And that question is all about you. What are you good at? Are you a great writer? A talented graphic designer? Do you know your way around social media? Maybe you have a great voice for voiceovers. Just take a second and really think about it. What is a skill you have right now that you could package up and turn into a real, thriving business? The potential, as you've seen, is absolutely there.